Welcome everyone again. Thank you for joining Resolutions Design here yet again with another video for your knowledge, everything having to do with Shopify. In this video, entering in this new year, I'm doing this video again. If you look at my videos in the past, one of my best videos happen always to be things related to adding products and just the basic stuff related to Shopify. So throughout last year, Shopify went through so many updates. You could see that if you look at my old videos, you'll notice how things have changed. And that's why we're doing this video. We're doing this video to show you how to add products specifically. I'm not going to combine this. This is specifically for those who are doing drop shipping. I will create other videos based on two more other aspects of this. Okay, so this particular video is if you're selling via AliExpress / Oberlo, right? So that is if you are a drop shipper. Okay, so if you look at my videos, you're trying to see other things related to drop shipper, go ahead and look for those. I will create other videos or I'll link it up in the bio or somewhere in the description if you're a private supplier. A private supplier is like, let's say you don't use drop shipping, you don't use AliExpress, you manufacture your own stuff. Meaning that someone makes it for you and then you get it shipped to your house or you get it shipped to the fulfillment center. And then from there, they ship out the products to your clients, right? And then the third one is going to be if you're selling like print on demand, like if you're selling t-shirts or something like that. I'll make a separate video for those. But if you like this type of content, please go ahead and don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you turn on that notification bell so that these videos that come out, you'll be the first one to know, especially if you're kind of doing the part 1, part 2, part 3. So this whole training is going to have 3 parts, right? It's going to have a part 1, part 2, and a part 3. This is part 1. Part 1 is how to add products into your Shopify store. Okay, let's get started right away. All right, so from here, we are at our home screen. Okay, let me just clear some stuff here. Okay, we are at the home screen, and just in case if you're brand new to Shopify, we're gonna go right over here and click on the left. If you see my mouse, click on products, and this is going to be the database of all your products, okay? So this is the database. This is where, like the hard drive of where all your products are going to live. Okay, so if you're anywhere inside of Shopify, if you're here, if you're online store, whatever, go to products and that's where you will notice all your products live. Okay, so again, let's start from scratch. If we're using Oberlo, we're using AliExpress, how do we get products in here? And this is the manual way, guys. I'm not taking shortcuts. The reason I'm not taking shortcuts is because I don't trust these third-party extensions developed by someone that you don't know that could inject code into your website to do who knows what. That's why I like to do this manual, because I don't want to give those third-party developers that make things easier for you, I don't want them getting your credentials. I don't want them seeing what you're selling. I don't want them to know anything. We're going to do this from scratch. Just follow my tips here. Okay. Let's begin. So let's first start off going to apps. Okay, we're going to go to apps. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to visit the Shopify App Store. It's going to ask me, hey, who are you? Yeah, me. What are you talking about? Right? So it might ask you again who you are, and that's just for security purposes. There's nothing crazy going on there. And let me make sure that I zoom in, because I have some people who like to watch these videos on their mobile devices. Okay, and from here, I'm gonna go right away and type in Oberlo. So that's the first one that I'm gonna get, right? Okay, and we can see that they updated their logo. They got this donut looking thing here. So I'm gonna start with this guy right here. Click on Oberlo, add the app. It is for free, okay? So Oberlo has been around for several years already. It's a good thing that these guys are still here. So you're going to come across this screen that says you're about to install it. Just pay attention that Oberlo is going to be able to do all this stuff. You're going to be like, okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and install the app. All right, so this is new. Okay, so connect Oberlo with Shopify. Choose which account would you like to create with the design shop. Are you creating it with an old Oberlo account? or do you want to create it brand new? This is something very interesting. I should create another video about this because it seems like they didn't do this before. So I think they're going somewhere with this. I'm going to further investigate why this is happening. But for the purpose of this training, we're going to go ahead and create a new Oberlo account. And for the first time, they ask you for your email. Wow. Okay. They never used to do this before, guys. So this is very, very interesting. Go ahead and put your email, put a password that's very easy for you or whatnot. Make it safe. But let's go ahead and add these credentials in and let's continue. All right. So we put something there. Let's go ahead and create the free account. And we are here. All right. Let's increase this so we can see what we're doing here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's get rid of this pop-up and let's begin. So right here, of course, they're going to try to see if they could help you kind of do a tutorial, try to do it yourself. Plus, they give you a nice little overview of how drop shipping works with Oberlo. I think this is very, very good from them. I'm also going to try to do videos if you like the way that I teach. Okay, I like to take things step by step and make sure that you understand everything that has to do with the process. So real quickly, what is Oberlo? So Oberlo is doing several things at the same time. They're a software, right? Online software, which connects to your Shopify. Okay. And the purpose of Oberlo, again, 2 reasons. One of them, okay, is to allow you to sell products using Oberlo's inventory. So what does that mean? It means that Oberlo themselves, they are acting as a supply chain. They are acting as a drop shipping company for you. They sell products. They have inventory, just like AliExpress. So one can say that they are kind of like a competitor to AliExpress, but they work together. So Oberlo allows you to sell their products. That's their first function. The second function is that Oberlo also allows you to not only select your inventory, but also connect it or migrate it over to Shopify. 2 things is what Oberlo does. AliExpress just does one of those 2 things. AliExpress just sells the product. It's just like a store. It's the same thing as if you go to Walmart. They just sell products. That's it. That's all it does. AliExpress doesn't have a software like this where it allows you to, from within their own private software to embed into Shopify. So let's do 2 things. We're going to add some products from Oberlo. We're also going to add some products from AliExpress so that we could cover this whole thing completely. Let's go over here to where it says products. And let's see what we have. Import your first products. Okay, let's go ahead and find some products. And here we go. We have some regular products. It's very, very important that you guys honestly plan this part out. Like, don't just add anything crazy. Strategize everything out. Figure out exactly what is it that you want to sell. And then from there, go ahead and make sure that your store looks nice. A word of advice, try not to be a general guy or girl. Don't try to sell everything like if you're Walmart, right? Choose a unique niche and build it off of that, okay? So that's my advice for you. So from here, they have their own interface. You could add some products very quickly. And let's go ahead and start. So hypothetically, we want to pretend that we are in the business of, let's just call it watches. Let's make it very simple. Let's go over here to watches, and you could see kind of like their categories as to, what's going on here. And again, we just want to make this as simple as possible. So we'll add just 2 products from here. So I'm going to go and look at this one. It says how many orders. They have a lot of reviews. Their turnaround time, 45 days. But if I click on this, let's see if it changes. Calculate shipping to your country. Okay, so 45 days. I'm going to go ahead and add this to my import list. What does import list mean? Think of this experience as if you're actually in a store, right? And you want to add this to your cart. So import list is almost like a cart where you want to kind of push everything into Shopify. So let's go ahead and click on that. And that's selected. That's in our import list. We're going to go to the import list in a few minutes. But we're going to select another one. We're going to select this one right here. We're going to add that also to the import list. So that's 2. So let's go verify our import list. Import list, as you can see, it's right here on the corner, right here. You see it right there. And then we can tell that this is using AliExpress based on the symbols that we have here. Okay. So we have the title, we have collection, choose type, insert tag here. Same thing goes for this one. So this is almost like our cart. We have not imported into the store yet, because if we go back into our Shopify account, you can see nothing has been imported yet. It's almost like on standby right here. It's just waiting for us. So we're going to leave this here, right? And we're going to continue searching for more products. Let's go ahead and find a product here. All right. And let's do a quick search. Okay, so by search, what I mean is that we're going to go to a new browser. We're not going to lose our place. We're going to go to AliExpress. Everybody should be familiar with this website here. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in men's watches. Okay, in the search here. And let's go ahead. This one kind of looks pretty nice. Let's go and click on this guy right here, and we're going to have our own separate page where we could see all of these products, right? So let's pretend that you looked at everything. I highly recommend you guys that if you are trying to choose a good product, I'll make a separate video for this. Let me know if that's important in the comments. Teach me how to choose the right products on AliExpress. Let me know in the comments to see if you want me to make another video regarding that, and I'll go ahead and do that for you. But for now, let's pretend that we want this product. This is the product that we want, right? But we don't want to look for it here. We don't want to kind of like search for it because it might become cumbersome, and we don't want to waste any time. So let's go right here and let's click on this long URL. You see, look at that long URL right here up at the top, right? We're going to click on this, right click and press copy. We're going to copy this long URL. And then we're going to come back into Oberlo, okay? And we're going to go to the left where it says import list, all right? And from here on import list, we see our two guys that we left here. We're going to click on this right here where it says add by URL or ID. We're going to click on that, and then this dialog appears. And we're going to right click and paste that long URL from this website that we grabbed over here from this page. And we're going to say add the product, okay? And so by doing so, what's going to happen is there it is. There is the product. It's on standby. It's good to go. Let's practice that again. Let's try with another product. So we're going to go right here again, and we're going to say, because I don't want to duplicate it, that blue one, right? This one looks different. So let's click on this guy right here. Okay, this is a slightly different one, although it looks very similar to this one, right? But just for example purposes, let's go ahead and click on this, copy, and then come over here, okay? Go to add product ID, product URL, right click, paste, add product. And there it is, all right? So we have a total of 4 different products, okay? 4 different products. What is the next step? From here, what we're gonna do is look at this title. This title is ridiculously long. It's why have Oberlo import this super long title into Shopify, which then has us do extra work. If you don't do this step here, eventually back in Shopify, you're gonna have to do it anyways. And that's when it's very time consuming. So it's best if you do it here. So right off the bat, let's begin on this one. So this one, the brand model is called Curran, and it's a fashion stainless steel men's watch, big dial quartz men's watch, casual sports chronograph man wristwatch, relojio, masculino. Whoa, they even went another language on this one. Okay, so from this one, let's go ahead and keep the name brand because the name brand is important. Okay, the word fashion, it's reaching, it's too generic. So think about how people would actually search for this product. So Curran stainless steel, right? And it says men's watch. We could say men's watch, right? And then all this other stuff right here, right? All this other stuff, we could just go ahead and delete that and just keep that as that, right? Same thing goes over here. But it's the same model. So we have to make something unique out of this name. Let's go ahead and call this chronograph, if I can spell. Chronograph blue, let's call it gold blue. Let's call it that. Chronograph gold blue, something like that. For this one, we're going to say copy. Let's pretty much almost the same thing, but we're going to say gold black, right? This is almost the same, but this is a different brand. This is Liege, right? So we're going to kind of like do one of these. Go here. And we're going to call this Sports Blue, okay? And this one is from Geneva. I guess that's what it says right there, right? Geneva, okay? So we're going to say Geneva. But this one is a minimalist men's fashion, right? Still stainless steel, mesh. So we're going to say mesh, because that's a key word, mesh, men's watch. We're going to call this, what color? Just black to make things simple, okay? We're going to do that there, and that's pretty much good to go. We have some variants, we have some images. So this, I highly advise you guys to do this from the start, because if you don't do this, it's, you know, more tedious afterwards. So, so that's what we have here. I think we're ready just for this example to go ahead and import it into the store. You could either click one by one if you don't have a large catalog, but if you do have a large catalog, let's go ahead and click on this one so that it could select all. And then the final option is import all to store. Let's go ahead and move all of this into Shopify. We're good to go. Are you sure that you want to push 4 products in your store? Yes, moment of truth. And then that's where little circle spinnies occur. And once you see the green check marks go ahead and become enabled, then let's go ahead and validate that in Shopify. So I go back into Shopify. Don't become alarmed if I just got back here and there's nothing there. No, let's go ahead and refresh it. So make sure you refresh it while you're following these instructions. And there it is. So we have our products here. A little word of thought is that, you know, the status, depending on, you know, when during the year you're doing this, this whole status thing, by default with Oberlo, we went ahead and noticed that it became active. If you do not see active, it's not going to show up on the front end of your store. So make sure that you change this to active. I've noticed that some had that complaint where the status said draft. It might have said draft. So go ahead and make sure that you change this to active so that it shows green, and then we could see right there what's going on. All right. So now that we have all this in here, there's some very important information you need to know in regards to this installation. Okay, especially for those who are new doing this whole thing entirely. Let's pay attention to our inventory. You see that the inventory here is 116,000, 54,000, etc., etc. But pay close attention to this one, 845 in stock. So here we're looking at the thousands, but here is less than 1,000. If I was the owner of this business, I would strongly pay attention to this one to find out when it sells out, because it looks like it's about to sell out pretty quickly due to perhaps maybe good sales. The reason why this is important is because, you know, let's say a customer, you know, you're selling this like crazy and a customer comes in and buys it, but then, you know, AliExpress or Oberlo just sold out of that product. Then what happens is that you need to go in and perhaps delete this product, or you need to find another, AliExpress manufacturer that sells the exact same product in order for you to fulfill to your client. So again, this installation does not manage, or rather Oberlo does not manage that if a product is sold out, that it's automatically going to find another manufacturer to then supply you with that watch. That is your responsibility. You need to be up to date with your products and always pay attention to see if these products are up to par with their inventory. Okay. So then that way you don't oversell something that you don't have in stock, or that your manufacturer doesn't have in stock. So that's very, very important. Okay. Make sure you do that. All right. Now, what happens from within? We're not done yet. What happens from within? Because we saw some variants. So if your products do not have variants, what is a variant? For those guys who don't understand, who are super new, A variant is, let's say you're selling a t-shirt. A t-shirt comes in small, medium, large, extra large, right? So a t-shirt color can also come in red, white, and blue of that same t-shirt. Based on that example, those are two variant dimensions. One of them is color, the other one is size, right? You're following me so far? If not, rewind, right? So two variant dimensions. One is size, the other one is color, okay? In this particular case, let's see how many variant dimensions it has. Let's click inside of the product and let's see what's going on here. So wow, we have a lot of pictures, a lot of pictures. And then we have color. Color is the variant dimension, right? So let's go here, more option. Let's go to edit options, okay? And if you want to know how many variant dimensions you have, it's how many of these blocks you have right here. So I want to make sure I didn't lose you. Variants, more options, edit options. How many variant dimensions do you have? Just one. It's called color. How many variants do you have? Variant SKUs. These guys are called variant SKUs, right? They're individual, such as small, medium, large, extra large, or red, white, blue, etc., right? So this one, this particular watch comes in silver gray, black rose, blue, silver black, black gold, so on and so forth, right? Okay, so based off of all of this, should you sell all of them? Personally, no. And if you don't know how many different variations of watches you should sell, please make sure, or products, right? It doesn't have to be watches, products. Make sure you go to a competitor watch website and find out per item how many variants do they sell. Do they even do variants? Some websites, you know what they do? They chop all of these up. They say, no, we're not going to package one watch to have a whole bunch of variants. We're going to clone this, and we're going to say, you know, the black watch, and then separately it's the gray or the silver watch, and separately it's this one, and separately is that one. So these guys, instead of being variants, they end up being individual products, right? Okay, and very simple. The way that you do that, let me teach you guys right away, right now, since we're on here, right? Let's not waste any time. How do I chop this up? So this is how it looks like now, and mind you, I'm on a standard theme. I haven't done anything with the themes yet. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're on debut, right? Standard. So let's go to products. Let's go right here and let's take a look at how this looks like on the website. Okay, so off of debut, we have this one and then just a whole bunch of them with this drop down right here. It's so not attractive. We don't want that, right? How do we chop it up so that we could see all of the products, right? Individual, like maybe a collection, maybe you want to have a collection just called black watches, and then another collection called blue watches, and another collection called silver watches. Did I say that twice? And then another collection, you get what I'm saying? Like that's the example that I'm trying to teach you guys here. And this will be the final step for this whole thing. Let's go here to this main product that comes in all of those colors. And let's look at this. Are we happy with this? Me personally, I don't like it. I think it's good, but I don't think it should be the only thing. I think instead we should have something that says something along the lines of, let's see what these guys are saying. Overview, stainless steel watch, right? Specifications, product, width, right? Appearance level is more quality, born great, more understanding your heart, current watch. Okay, so we have some details. So you see how they're selling it to you? They're like, it's an alloy glass, classic aesthetic design, beautiful and stylish, right? So let's go ahead and put that here. Let's put that there because they're giving it to you, right? So I'm going to say alloy case, right? Well, what are they saying? Classic aesthetic design, right? You type that up right here. And I can't spell because I'm trying to make this video. So beautiful and stylish, right? and then you do the same thing for this point. Mineral glass. These are selling points from the manufacturer. Go ahead and type that stuff in. Don't leave this stuff like that, right? So let's pretend that you are done. This is good to go. We're happy with our description. Okay. We're going to chop this up now. All right. Let's go ahead and save this so that we don't disrupt anything. Great. Now what we're going to do, remember, we're going to chop this up. We're going to go ahead into more actions, duplicate. You see this right here? Duplicate. And what are we duplicating? So right here, I'm going to say, okay, so this is copy of, right? I'm going to leave this like that for now, or I could change it right away because I already know what color I'm going to, specify. We're going to leave this as is for now. What we're going to bring over is the images and the inventory quantity. And we're going to set the product status. If your store is live, then set it as a draft. But if you're just starting off, no one knows you, you could set it as active. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're going to go over here and say duplicate product. So we're cloning it. We're just copy pasting the whole thing. It's just that this clone now is going to say copy of. Okay. And then right here, since this is the copy of, look, here's Shopify trying to replicate all of the images. And there it is. Okay. So let's decide. The first one was black, right? The second one, I'm going to say it's this silver color right here. Okay. I'm going to put that as main. Now this one, they call it silver gray. So right here, I'm going to get rid of copy of, and I'm going to say chronograph silver gray. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to press save because that's the change for this, right? It's not the regular one. It's the silver gray. I'm going to do the silver gray. Okay. And then from here, check this out. From here, I'm going to go and select all and deselect the one that I'm going to keep so that all of these guys could go somewhere, right? We're going to go to more actions and we're going to say, let's delete these variants. We don't want it. Get out of here, right? The variants that you have selected are being deleted, okay? And then there it is. It's just that one left. That's it. Now the same thing goes over here. If we're gonna, this part is probably a bit tedious, guys, and you might not like it, but it has to be done. Let's go right here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, they made it easier this time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got all of these guys right here. Boom. I selected all of the images that I'm not going to use or that are not pertaining to this particular product. And I'm going to say delete the media. Yes, please. We're stuck with just this one right here. Okay. We're almost done. So from here, we're going to go to more options. We're going to edit the option. And there was no way for me to delete this. I want to get rid of this right here. It used to be simple, guys. It used to be simple. Quantity 0. They didn't have any? That's not true. Let's check again. Hold on. Okay, so it seems like that copy and duplication deleted the quantity. But if we go back into the previous version of it, in other words, the master version of it, which is this one right here, you'll notice that that silver one had about 9,693. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy that, go back into the one that we were working on, and we're going to just paste that here. That's what it is. And let's press save. All right. Let's see here if I could go ahead and edit options. Okay, no. All right. So let's see how this looks like now. Let's preview it. Okay, so we have this here. We have the description. We have the specs. If you want to keep the specs, that's great. But again, what I'm having a problem is this guy right here. The fact that there's a variant and a drop down. I personally don't like that. Let's get rid of it because it's bothering me. So again, we want to make this professional, right? Let's not mess around. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here, it's $43.98. Let's see, reorder variants. Yeah, Shopify's changed a lot. Edit options. It used to let me trash this out, but now it's not doing that. Okay, $43.98. Let's go click on right here, more actions, and we're gonna say delete variant. We're gonna do that. We're gonna delete the gray because we want to make it singular, and there it is, right? There it is right there. Everything's good. Perfect. Okay, this is working. Excellent. This is exactly like how we wanted it. Why? Check this out. Like that. We want it like that. We don't want to show a drop down by default because aesthetically it makes no sense. It is this exact one, right? That's how you do that there. Now, the only other thing that I would say if we really wanted to polish this up is the picture. So the picture has a logo on here. And that logo in Photoshop or these applications, you could easily delete this. This is very simple, but we don't want like a series of products with logos on them. It just doesn't look right. And I'm sure if you go to competitor watch websites or other websites, you'll notice that their product images are very clean. So what I say is, what I strongly recommend is to try to see if you could find a software or something to get rid of this logo. In Photoshop is very easy. I'm sure somebody on YouTube could do it. Or if you want me to do a YouTube tutorial about this, let me know in the comments as well, and then I'll do that for you. But ultimately, now we have two of them. We have the main one, and then we have this one. I'm going to try one more for exercise purposes. I'm going to click on this one. Again, I'm going to go to duplicate, right? We're going to get all images and inventory quantities set as active, right? We're going to say, go ahead, let's launch this. Okay, so we're cloning this again. This time it's going to be a different color watch. It's going to be kind of like a blue one. Okay, so let's go ahead and let the images load up. Okay, from here, we're going to see all of the images link up there. Great. We're going to now focus on which one? We're going to focus on black rose. Okay, so we're going to keep black rose. Select all, deselect black rose because that's the one we're going to keep. Click on more actions and let's go ahead and delete variants. You might ask yourself, Edwin, why are you doing this twice? Well, we're doing this twice because as far as the deletion goes, because we want to keep the focal one. We want Shopify to remember that this is the focal one. This image pretty much does exactly look like this one. So what I'm going to do is this one here is going to be image property number 2. So this is image 1. This is image 2. You saw how I did that? I just all I did was click, hold, drag, and drop. That's all I did, right? And I made it on second place. So first is the default picture, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, blah, 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 right? So that's what it is. I took this one, left it there, but put this one right next to each other, okay? So now that this is there, let's go ahead and delete all the rest of the images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This almost looks like that too. 9, 10. Okay, delete media. All right, this one looks like this one stuck around. I'm gonna delete that one too. Okay, we're good, right? So we're gonna call this one, what are we calling this one? Black rose. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and delete the copy of. We're gonna say black rose. All right. Black rose, there it is right there. So we have our image, we have black rose, okay? Another thing also, since we did change that, pay attention to your SEO, the link here. You see all this right here? Let's clean it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and say edit website SEO. We don't want the URL, which of course, once you plug in your domain name here, I'll make another video about that. We don't want the URL to say copy of current, blah, blah, blah. No, triple click on this and press delete. And leave this active, right? So it's gonna change into current stainless steel men's watch, blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna go ahead and press save. So what that's doing is that it's creating a redirect and we make it a clean one. All right, so from here, we're almost done, guys. We're gonna click on this one. We're gonna say more actions, delete variants. Yes, delete it, okay? And here we are. All right, so we got that, black rose, track quantity, available, everything's great. Now let's take a look at this. Let's preview it. And there it is. It has a nice little alternate picture, right? As you can see right there, and that's the other product. Okay, so what's involved in part 2 of this whole setup process? Part 2, on my next video, I'm gonna show you guys how to organize all these products into a collection, right? How to categorize all of them into a collection. But again, if you truly enjoyed this video, if you liked how informative I am, please go ahead, subscribe, press that like button, turn on the notification bell. And also, I haven't forgot about you guys. I'm almost done with the Academy. I've been putting a lot of detail on it. So I have the Academy coming out soon, which provides even more intense details as to how you could build your own website without having to worry about hiring people for a very expensive cost, right? If you want to do it yourself. So let's get to work. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time.